Hey, Astros fans, you've been waiting all off season to see who's on first base and who's on third base. Well, we thought it would be Alex Bregman, but with the deal the Astros made today, it looks like Alex Bregman is out the door. But I think most of us kind of thought that as already. So, guys, we're gonna go and get started with this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast.
Jainel Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we hope that you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on X at Eric Talks Astros. You can find the show at Locked On Astros, your team every day. Guys, the Astros got their guy. They got their first baseman. They got somebody to they actually went out there and did what they needed to do. Now, this also means that no longer can they have Alex Bregman on their team. I'm trying to download the background. I was trying to get in so quickly, I forgot to do it. But they've got their guy. And so we all know about the blocked Nolan Arenado trade. A lot of people are like, good, we don't need Nolan Arenado. The Astros did need some power, some pop in the lineup. So what they did was they went ahead and went out there and quickly pivoted to Christian Walker. Christian Walker is a guy they tried to trade for last year. And this is a guy that the Astros probably have been looking at for a while. He's a guy that has pull power, kind of like Paredes does. So this is actually makes a lot of sense. He's a right-handed hitter. He is 33 years old. By the start of the season, he'll be 34 years old. He made his debut during I guess he exceeded his rookie limits during the 2019 season. But he does have a lot of pop. He does have some ability to hit for some average, a little bit. His highest average season was 271, but typically he's a 240, 250 type of a hitter. His high of home runs was 36 home runs in 2022. He had 33 home runs in 2023 with 103 RBIs. So he's never been a big batting average guy, but he does have that pop. He does have the ability to drive runners in. And the Astros, they got him for only 3 years, $20 million. And I think the reason why you see a lot of these guys out there is the qualifying offer. Because he has the qualifying offer attached to him, the Astros will have to lose a fifth-round draft pick. They're already losing a second-round draft pick. So this stings. And so that's why a lot of teams are hesitant to sign some free agents. So I think the Players Union next time they go to talk about the next CBAs, they're going to have to talk about this and be like, look, this qualifying offer is hurting them. It's hurting the players' values because teams don't want to give up these draft picks. And so I think that's what's happening here. And in fact, the Yankees were interested in Christian Walker, but they did not want to have to give up a draft pick in order to sign him. But this is exactly what the Astros are looking for. A short-term deal for a guy that's a little bit older. He's 34, so by the end of the deal, he'll be closer to 37. This guy has won 3 straight Gold Gloves, I believe I heard, and he's not in any type of regression. So I don't think that this is going to be a Jose Abreu type of situation. Yes, strikeouts are up last year, but it's only up by maybe 6 strikeouts. So I wouldn't worry about that. OPS is down a little bit from 2023 at 803, but I would take that over what we had at first base last year anytime. So what the Astros did is they said, Nolan Arenado, okay, you don't want to come to Houston? Let's go out and find somebody that can. So they tried all the options at third base. They couldn't find it because that's a good thing about Paredes is he has the ability to play third base or first base. So they had to go out there and get their guy. And so they did that. So what they did was they went out there and were patient. They didn't throw a lot of money at I heard the other day that Paul Goldschmidt is wanting top dollar for his services because he's Paul Goldschmidt. Carlos Santana, the same thing, despite the fact being 39 years old. And so this is a guy that I've been talking about. I wanted, but I didn't think the Astros would want to give up a draft pick. Same thing with Santander. I think the Astros would want to get him, but would they want to give up a draft pick because of the qualifying offer? So that's something to take in consideration. I thought Max Kepler would be a guy that you could go out and get, but the Phillies signed him to a 1-year deal yesterday. So they need to fit. They've got the infield. The infield is solid now. The infield is probably the best it's been in a couple years. But the question is, what are you going to do with this outfield? This outfield is a disaster, y'all. They've got to fix it. Unless Chas McCormick becomes who he was in 2022 and more. Jake Myers has a career year, and they find somebody to step up for the third spot in the position. So we'll see what happens. So this was a good move for the Astros. The sad thing is, it means they're moving on from Alex Bregman. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with the fact that they have both corner infield positions? Are you okay with them moving on from Alex Bregman? He's no longer an option for the Astros. It doesn't matter if he says, yo, Astros, I'll go and accept that deal. There's no place to play him anymore. You got a first baseman. You got a third baseman. I don't think either one of them can I want to say Christian Walker has played some outfield before, but yeah, he has. Never mind. He played one game in outfield. I'm not going to count him as an outfield. So these guys are infielders. So you have no place to play Alex Bregman. So Alex Bregman, his time in Houston is gone. At this point, it's over. No matter what happened to get to the situation, Alex Bregman and the dugout stare, everything that he brought to Houston, it's gone. That's sad. But all we could do is celebrate the fact that Christian Walker, who I thought would be perfect at this ballpark. Let me see if I can find his stats at Minute Maid Park. I don't think he's played a lot at Minute Maid Park, honestly, but maybe he has. I know that the Diamondbacks have come to Minute Maid Park a few times. But let's see what he's done at Minute Maid Park. But between him and Paredes, they are pull hitters. And so I think that it would be a good thing for the Astros. So let me see. Minute Maid Park. Where's the fields? Oh, there it is. So at Minute Maid Park, he's only batting 200 with a 458 OPS with no home runs. Granted, that is in only 10 games in his entire career. I don't know when that was, so I don't think the Astros looked at those stats and said, you know what? This guy looks like a winner. It looks like he's the guy that can hit at Minute Maid Park. They're looking at the spray chart. They're looking at what he's done in similar other stuff, other ballparks. So they're looking at what this guy could potentially do at Minute Maid Park. They're not looking at what he's done at Minute Maid Park. That's a small sample size. So what they think is between him and Paredes, these guys can go ahead and deposit a lot of balls in the Crawford boxes. So we'll see. So Paredes can play left field. Where is that? Paredes can play left field. Somebody said, thank you for doing the show. Justin says Paredes could play left field. Bregman could play third base. I don't think they're going to do that. I think if they would have signed Bregman, they would have got it done already. So I'm pretty sure Bregman, he's already got 2 feet out the door, and that's just my opinion. So I don't know. We'll see what's going on. But guys, we're going to go ahead and take a short break. But guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day, whether it's on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to us. Make his first listen. Apple, IC, Spotify. We'll go and continue to talk about what led up to Christian Walker coming to Houston. Hey guys, go ahead and get out your phone right now. And if you're watching it on here, I guess you can't really get out your phone, but let's talk about Rocket Money. Have you heard about Rocket Money? Well, you could be saving money because do you realize how many different apps you have and how many different services you have between Netflix, you have HBO, I guess it's called Max. You have all these different apps that you're contributing money to that you may not even know it because you've got all these expenses that you're paying. Maybe it's going to a credit card that you don't even look at. Well, that's what Rocket Money is there for. It's a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. It also builds everything together in one place, whether it's your subscriptions, your spending habits, or even your goals to hit this year. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using this. So cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/lockedon today. That's rocketmoney.com/lockedon today. And guys, let's go and talk about FanDuel. We got the football playoffs coming up pretty soon. We got the basketball, whatever that tournament was. I haven't watched. I don't watch the NBA enough to know what that cup was, but I'm sure it's fun. But get ready to tackle all the NFL playoff action with FanDuel's which is number one sportsbook out there. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on NFL in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of a game, you think Shroud is about to throw a whole bunch of touchdown, you could check the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to get started today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com/locked on, and never waste a hunch. Never make every moment more of FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. All right, guys, let's get back to this Christian Walker thing. Christian Walker, Houston Astro. I hope this would happen, but I didn't think the Astros would actually do this because of the fact that they would have to give up a draft pick and they would have to sacrifice part of their future. But this is saying that Jim Crane is not ready to give up. He's not ready to give up this window. And so they are moving on. And guys, I know some people are still saying, well, there's a chance that Alex Bregman comes back. He is not coming back. If they've made their best offer, they're not gonna say, oh, we got two people to replace you. We're gonna go ahead and bring you back anyway. They've made their best offer to Alex Bregman. Jim Crane has drawn a line in the sand. I've been talking about it on podcasts for many weeks. He's drawn a line in the sand. He said, I'm not going to go further than this. Alex Bregman, take it or leave it. We want you back, but if you want more than 6 years, I can't do that. I'm sorry. That's just not in my business philosophy. Because at the end of the day, as much as we want to think of the clubhouse as a family, like they're all big family, it's a business. And Jim Crane wants to do what's best for the organization. Alex Bregman wants to do what's best for Bregman's family. So they're just trying to do what's best for both sides. So I think that, I think Bregman, somebody says Bregman sees us competing now. Yes, but it's too late. Okay, it's too late. Brett and I can talk about this when we do the other podcast later on. I have to rest my breath in a little bit, but we do know that Yankees were going after Christian Walker. They really wanted him. They thought that he would be really good at Yankee Stadium, but they did not want to give up the draft picks. This is something that the Astros were like, you know what? We need some offense. Our pitching is set, we think. Injuries always happen, of course, but our offense has some holes. One of the holes was at first base. They filled that hole, and they feel pretty good about it. So, Will Bite, it is the second and fifth. I knew I think it was, I didn't know it was two. So second and a fifth round pick. Okay. So yeah, it's going to cost them a second and a fifth round pick. That's what I thought I heard. I didn't know if the second round pick was from something else. This is going to hurt. So yeah, they're trying to build for the future, but they're also having trade away draft picks. Or yeah, they basically traded a draft pick here. So that makes the Cam Smith trade. Let's call it, hopefully someday we're calling that the Cam Smith trade and not the Cal Tucker trade. Hopefully Cam Smith maybe transitions to right field. Maybe he becomes a great third baseman. And we're talking about, man, I can't believe we got Cam Smith for Kyle Tucker, 1 year of Kyle Tucker. And we got Brady's. Brady's led us to the World Series that year. Man, this is crazy. What did Jabu think about signing Walker? I don't know. Jabu, what do you think about it? He likes it. So Christian Walker is going to be a guy that's going to come here. Last year, how much did he make last year? He made, I believe last year was his last year of a deal with, let me see if it says it here. I have to go back to the overview. I'm in the wrong page, but he made some pretty good money last year. It was the last year of his contract. It was $10.9 million. So his career earnings is 20.5, basically 20.6 million. So what the Astros basically said, look, we don't want to go past 3 years. We'll give you 3 years, $20 million per year. Do you want to take it? I think the only other team that was probably willing to go a little bit higher was probably the Yankees. But the Yankees, like I said, they didn't want to give up the draft pick. They realized that they've got to build from within, and they couldn't afford to do that. So the Astros are going all in with this. And yes, you could say, well, why couldn't you have just signed Alex Bregman? Because they couldn't go that long. They're not going to go that long with a player. So what they have to do now, Brett and I can talk about this in the other show, is they're going to have to fill in some pieces in outfield and wait for Jacob Melton to be ready. Wait for somebody else to be ready. Wait for maybe this is a year for Pedro Leon. Maybe he lights it up in spring training. He becomes the center fielder. We don't know what the Astros have right now. A whole bunch of question marks. Jake Myers, is he going to take a step forward? It looked like he was taking a step forward last year. Then all of a sudden went back down. Chas McCormick, last year was his year. He kind of stepped on a rake and it hit him in the face. He's a lot more capable, but the Astros have got to do something. So who can we forward? Brett and I will be talking about that in the later podcast. But there are still some names out there. I don't know if you're going to be able to go out and get Santander at this point. I know Jerkson Profar is the guy that you could probably, even after his career year, you could possibly go get, maybe on a short-term deal, like a 3-year. So this is just how Jim Crane operates. He likes the short-term deals. He likes the 3 to 4 years deals. He was going to go a little bit out of his comfort zone for Alex Bregman. Alex Bregman wasn't that comfortable with that 6-year deal. So we're going to have to see what happens. But we'll see. I don't have the list in front of me. I'm going to need some time to look up all the outfielder free agents. Right now, it's just talking about Christian Walker. Let's look at some of his accomplishments. He's got 3 Gold Gloves. He's played he finished in top 10 in home runs in 2022 with 4. Fourth, let's see what else. He finished in 2024 first in terms of first base with fielding percentage. He finished 10th, I guess, as a career. I don't know if this is as a career, but he's got the best range factor, or 10th best range factor at first base. Let's see what else. But the main thing is that he did play in the 2013 Futures game. So he's got 3 gold gloves, and they are back-to-back 2022, 2023, 2024. So his defense hasn't taken a nosedive. His offense is pretty consistent. So I think we're going to see a guy that's, yes, he's 33. He's about to be 34. That's why the Astros only gave him a 3-year deal. So, guys, that's all I'm going to do for this podcast. Give my voice a little time to rest before Brett comes back. I think we're going to do one around 3 o'clock. Go and send us your questions. Go and send us to me at Eric Talks Astros on X. Go and send it to H-Town Wheelhouse on X as well. You can go and send it to via YouTube. But, guys, thank you for making us part of your daily routine. Christian Walker is going to be the answer at first base. How do you feel about that? Do you think the Astros made the right move here? Are you sad that Alex Bregman is gone? Go ahead and make your comments. And guys, thank you for being the best part of the Locked On Astros podcast. And we will see you later on today.